Modern Warfare 2 beta version is finally here, and there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this new Call of Duty title. I've been playing the game for quite a bit on PC and had an absolute blast with the game, but I won't lie, there are some problems too that have to be addressed before the full release. And in this video I want to give you guys my honest opinion on the game, not just as a COD fan, but as a Battlefield fan as well. So make sure to drop a like and a comment to support the video, and consider subscribing if you're new and enjoy what you see. Without any further ado, let's get into this. I will start with the good things first, so let's get it. Animations in Modern Warfare 2 are just pristine. They are really well put together and really show how much work it's been put into them. It really makes for a better and more polished experience. Things like weapon inspect, running animations, and holding a pistol in one hand while the rifle is in the other are just breathtaking sometimes. I really feel like COD definitely won the jackpot with this. Gunplay is really satisfying also. Weapons do have recoil, some indeed a bit too much, but it's more visual. But even with that, the gunplay is just really strong. Follows on the Modern Warfare 2019, which is really nice and really makes for a more realistic play, which I'm more than happy to see in a Call of Duty game. With the slight cancelling gone, really makes you think twice before you push the enemy. The weapon customization is really good as well. I definitely thought it would be a lot harder to understand, but it's really easy to use, and the possibilities here are endless, which is another huge win for Modern Warfare 2. I definitely really enjoy games that have deep customization when it comes to weapons and soldiers and stuff like that, and probably that's one of the reasons why I really like World War 3. The customization in that game is just really well put together, and it's really nice seeing Modern Warfare 2 taking a step forward when it comes to customization. Sound is another really well done part of the game, probably the best it's ever been. Footsteps and gunshots are really nice, although there's a bit too much bass sometimes, which will probably get reduced before the full release. I heard a lot of complaints about this definitely, but on the other hand, the audio is just really well done. Also, strikes sound in Modern Warfare 2, holy, they are so satisfying and terrifying at the same time. UI is pretty decent too, but in matches I feel like it looks a bit cartoonish and maybe it needs a bit of work. Also in the menu it definitely takes a bit too long to get into the actual matches or stuff like that, if you know what I mean. You definitely have to go through a lot of stuff to get to the main menu basically. Graphically, the game looks really nice, nothing out of the ordinary. The game won't revolutionize anything when it comes to visuals, but it doesn't really fall short either. It's just a decent looking game. At the end of the day, it's still a Call of Duty, so it looks quite alright. Performance on PC, it's quite decent for a beta. I do play on everything maxed out on my 3060 with render resolution set up to 110, and the FPS is around 90 all the time, even in bigger modes like Invasion, which I feel like is really good. It will definitely be improved in the full release, but for now I feel like it's okay. Although on the second day of the beta I did encounter a lot of stutters, but that might be just because of the servers, but I'm not entirely sure at the moment. I guess we'll have to wait for the full release and see. Game modes are really fun for sure. Had a blast with the third person mode. It's a really unique experience for Call of Duty, and it will have a really huge player base because, well, there's a lot of people who enjoy Ghost Recon and Splinter Cells and games like that, although I feel like a leaning feature would have been really nice, but who knows, maybe that will come in the future. Also, Ground War is making a return, and I'm not gonna lie, as a Battlefield fan I cannot wait to try that out. They said they improved it a bit, but I don't really know how I feel about the AI. They said that they revolutionized the AI in a way, but from the Invasion game mode I played, it definitely doesn't look like it. Now, I feel I said enough about the good parts of the game, and it's time to talk about some bad aspects of it as well, because there's quite a few of them. So let's dive into this. And the first is TTK. It really needs to be worked on a bit. I can't even tell you how many times I died in what literally feels one hit, even at longer ranges, so I feel like the TTK needs to be increased a bit so the players would actually have a chance to react. SMGs that have really high fire rate will literally melt you up close, and DMRs that have really high damage will just destroy you at range no matter what you do. Basically, whoever shoots first is gonna win the gunfight. So definitely a bit of tweaking here, it's needed in order for players to be a bit more responsive basically. Another thing that I really hate is the fact that you can't see anything when you shoot someone because of that gun smoke that comes out of the barrel when you shoot, which can be really annoying and frustrating, especially at range fights. But Infinity Ward is already looking into this for improvements, so the full game should definitely be better. It was a bit improved since the PS5 open beta, but it still needs a bit more work. AI, I really feel like they are not so needed, especially in modes like Invasion. They don't really do too much and have quite a bit of health, and also there are just too many of them, so I feel like they should reduce the numbers a bit or maybe even take them out completely. Sometimes you can't even know who's a person and who's an AI, so I don't know. It feels like it's 2042 again, which I'm not a big fan of this, so definitely AI needs to be reworked a bit. They did say that they revolutionized it, but as I said earlier, it's not like that. I did encounter some graphical glitches as well, which will probably be fixed. It's still a beta at the end of the day, but they can be really frustrating and annoying sometimes. And having back red dots on the minimap would be really nice, but again, I really don't miss it too much when playing, so maybe some testing here from the devs would be really nice. Another thing that I'm not a big fan of is the excessive jumping. I would love that to be toned down a bit. But again, this is Call of Duty and I come from more tactical games, so this might not be on everybody's liking, so please don't hate me for this, but I would really enjoy just a more grounded experience, basically, where you have no slide cancelling and just a more realistic movement, basically. That bunny hopping and dolphin diving is really not working so well, to be honest. Another thing I really hate about the game is the fact that SBMM is back in Modern Warfare 2, which definitely made a lot of people rage quit when it comes to Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone, but it's back in MW2 as well. I don't know, I'm not a bad player, I'm not the best, I'm not the worst, but every time I have like one decent game, next game I feel like I'm playing on the Pro League of Call of Duty and I'm just getting stomped on. And lastly, there's been tons of crashing on PC, which is kind of annoying and that needs to be fixed ASAP. They did put out some patches that kind of reduced that a bit, but they're still happening, which is not ideal, especially because of the fact that you can't rejoin a match, so it's definitely frustrating playing a good game and then just getting disconnected because your game crashed. But other than that, I feel like the game has great potential and it will definitely live up to the expectation, especially because there's no competition from Battlefield this year. World War 3 is definitely coming up in the open beta and that will be a bit of a pain for MW2, but depends. That game doesn't really have much content and Modern Warfare 2 just looks a lot more complex. As a big Battlefield player, Modern Warfare 2 is a really fun game that I see everyone playing, even with the fast ATKM movement. It's just a lot more polished than Battlefield right now and has a lot more to offer, basically. I really can't wait to see how the full game is gonna be and how it's gonna play and what other things the devs will add. Also, cannot wait for DMZ. That mode sounds and looks really interesting. I cannot wait to get my hands on that. That's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content and let me know in the comments your thoughts about Modern Warfare 2. I know definitely most of you have played this, so there's been a lot of, I don't know, mixed opinions with the game so far, but I'm enjoying what I'm seeing by now. Anyways, that's it about this video. Thank you all, and I'll see you soon.